Welcome to the 2024 Birmingham Public Schools High School graduation. This is a joyous celebration. We are celebrating the culmination of 12 years of hard work, but we're also celebrating the next phase into our students' lives. Whether they are attending college, trade school, or the military, they are prepared to fulfill their dreams. And they're able to do that not only because of the stellar education that they've received at Birmingham Public Schools, but also because of the overwhelming love and support that they have received from family members and friends. And so while we are congratulating our graduates, we are also saying thank you to you as parents and family members for being a partner with us and supporting our schools. It's now time to watch these students walk across the stage. Congratulations again to the wonderful 2024 graduates. And remember, graduates, always be bold, be brilliant, be Birmingham.
Be the best version of yourself. Be exceptional. Be creative. Be remarkable. Be magnificent. Be spectacular. Be undefinable. Be bold. Be brilliant. Be Birmingham.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the class of 2024 commencement ceremony. Will C please join us on stage? I'll ask the audience to remain standing while C sings our national anthem, but afterwards feel free to sit down during their second piece.
There are places I'll remember all my life, though some have changed.
Some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall some are dead and some are living. In my life, I love them all. Do 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 But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more, though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more.
Thank you, C, for that beautiful rendition of our anthem and a moving performance of In My Life. We are so honored to welcome you to Seaholm's 2024 graduation ceremony today. It is both a solemn ceremony, but also a celebration of a momentous transition between youth and adulthood. At this time, I'd like to recognize our community gathered here, who are, as a family and a village, gathered these youths and guided them to here today. First, and importantly, would all Seaholm parents please stand? Thank you for your devotion, support, and love over these last 18 years. Next, would all grandparents stand? And again, we show their appreciation. We hope this proud moment that reminds you of your own child's graduation. Now, would any great-grandparents stand so we can formally recognize how much we value and gift your presence? You illustrate the rich history and tradition witnessed over the decades. May your lifetimes of joyful moments be that much richer after today, and may we all gain through your wisdom. At this time, would all United States veterans or those who are currently serving in the armed forces please stand so we may extend you our sincerest admiration. We honor your willingness and your personal choice to become the warriors who defend our freedom. Now, would all of you who are Seaholm graduates from prior years please stand? Let us look around and enjoy the sense of connectedness that we share as Seaholm Maples. Soon, class of 2024, you too will be linked in this way as graduates, forging a bond that will connect you for the rest of your lives, no matter where you find yourselves living one day, to those who have graduated before you and after you. You are one of the mighty maple forest forever. Seaholm faculty and administration, would you please stand? We share your appreciation of the fine faculty and staff who've devoted their careers to developing not just students, but young adults who are ready to be reflective, compassionate, and honorable in their interactions with our world. Our continued work and our unshakable faith that each graduate will make the world a better place has found to be contributing unique version of energy, optimism, and talent into the world. I would also like to recognize some other important attendees who play a vital role in the education, even if it is often in ways you, as students and community members, don't always see day to day. Our central office leadership and our Birmingham Board of Education devote countless hours to ensuring that our school can and does function according to the best and most innovative practices in educational research. Moreover, our board ensures that we adhere to the ethical standards, policies, and laws that govern our operations. It is a pleasure to introduce them to you today. And rise as I call your name. Dr. Mbika Roberson, Superintendent of Schools. Miss April Imperio, Assistant Superintendent of Student Learning and Inclusion. Miss Laura Mahler, Executive Director of Specialized Instruction and Student Services. Mr. Zach Riley Kelly, Executive Director of Technology. Mr. Kevin Teratuta, Chief Financial and Operating Officer. President of our Board of Education, Miss Jennifer Rass. Vice President of the Board of Education, Miss Lori Angeluni. And proud Seaholm graduating parent. Treasurer of the Board of Education, Miss Amy Hokemer. Secretary of the Board of Education, Miss Nicole Spencer. And trustees of our Board of Education, Mr. Luke Joseph, Miss Nicole McKinney, and Miss Colleen Zammit. And now is with my great pleasure that I invite to the podium the president of the school board, Miss Jennifer Rass, who will share her graduation reflections with us this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Wicker. On behalf of the entire Birmingham School Board of Trustees, it's my honor and privilege to be among the first to congratulate the class of 2024. Today, we celebrate your dedication and perseverance that has led to this momentous milestone. Lyndon B. Johnson said, "We have always believed that our people can stand on no higher ground than that of a school ground, or can enter any more hopeful room than the classroom. We blend time and faith and knowledge in our schools, not only to create educated citizens, but to shape the destiny of this great republic." To me, that quote resonates deeply as we prepare to welcome the class of 2024, our newest alumni of our school district. I am confident Birmingham Public Schools has prepared you as critical thinkers and engaged lifetime learners, even your last try of your senior year. Beyond your impressive scholastic achievements, we know you're talented, ambitious, creative, empathetic, kind, and engaged. As trustees, we're members of this community and have seen you around town at school, games, musicals, concerts, playoffs, and championships. We've heard about your accolades from your teachers, administrators, and staff. We know about your accomplishments and character and are so incredibly proud of you. In the flurry of today, I ask that you take it all in. Enjoy this moment fully. My wish is that you treasure this day and cherish your memories. Please take a few minutes to reflect and reminisce about the past 13 years, the friendships you've made, and how far you've come from taking those first steps into school as a kindergartner. I hope you're leaving Birmingham with immense pride in where you grew up and where you went to school. You have the foundation to propel you forward on whatever path you choose. We believe in you and can't wait to hear and watch all that you will do. Go with courage and conviction and know the impact you have made on our school community. Be bold, be brilliant, be Birmingham. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rass. Our next speaker is Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Invika Roberson. Please join me in a warm welcome.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Principal Wicker. I am truly honored to have the opportunity to speak to the Seaholm graduates today. Before I speak to the graduates, I want to take this opportunity to thank my colleague and friend, Laura Mahler, Executive Director of Specialized Services. Mrs. Mahler has served Birmingham Public Schools for over 37 years and has been an educator for 41 years. Before her current role, she was the principal at West Maple Elementary, and her commitment to students has been tremendous. Laura, if you would please stand, we want to say thank you to your service to our students. I would also like to thank the parents, grandparents, loved ones, faculty members, colleagues, and distinguished guests for your partnership and support of these outstanding graduates. To our Seaholm graduates, if you don't remember anything else that I say today, I want you to remember this phrase: you are enough. We live in a society that tries to make you believe that you should compare yourself to filter pictures, or that you're only interesting if you can garner likes and views. But I want you to know that you are enough. Maybe you're not hung up on the illusion of social media, but you're comparing yourself to an older sibling, an acquaintance, or even your best friend. But those are all false comparisons. They are not your competition. See, your path is your path. Each and every one of you has your own gifts and talents, and your focus should be on how to use them. The only competition that you have is yesterday's self. Let me say that again. The only competition that you have is yesterday's self. Now, I don't want you to get this message confused. You are valuable just as you are, but that doesn't mean that you can be indifferent. Show up, both literally and figuratively. And I say literally show up because I know you like to sleep in. You can't miss class, show up. But also show up being your best self every day. You know what that looks like. When you walk the halls of Seaholm, you may have been part of OSTC, robotics, band, orchestra, or part of the state qualifying team like the Seaholm girls swim and dive, the Seaholm boys swim and dive, and the Seaholm boys tennis. You know what it felt like to give your absolute best. Even if the outcome wasn't exactly what you wanted, you learned something that made you stronger and better. So graduates, we wish you many blessings. And whether your next step is college, trade school, the military, or opening your own business, please know that there is a community out of people rooting for you. We love you, congratulations, and remember, you are enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Roberson. We now welcome Sloan Bialis to join us on stage to sing her original composition, Graduation Song.
I knew the roses like my first friend. I danced with leprechauns till the year's end. Funny that feeling so far from me now, but I know that feeling will come back around. I knew the kindness in the strange boys, sat at their tables, played with their toys. Funny, those memories are leaving my town, but I know those faces will come back around. Forced to make peace with the day. My friends are all in different states. They don't make it easy to let yourself go, but there's something out there I know. Can't fight decisions of the future. Playing with pigeons, not a good cure. Funny, I'm looking to find myself out. There's always adventure just hanging about. Can't shock my father, he knows me too well. I am his daughter, my future he tells. Eye on the target and stand my ground. As long as I try, I'll be making him proud. Forced to make peace with the day. My childhood fades into gray. They don't make it easy to let yourself go. My mother won't ever let go. I'm a good student, I'm a good friend. I'm 1 in 1,000 until the year ends. Funny, my leaving is comfortable now. A couple more months and I'm gone from this town.
Thank you, Sloan, for sharing your creativity with all of us today. Let's get one last round of applause. It is a tradition here at Seaholm for the seniors to choose a faculty member to address the graduating class on their behalf. This tradition actually started 24 years ago. The first speaker was Mr. Joe Panchoa, who was an AP Calculus teacher, and our top math department award is named in his honor. As a teacher, we feel that to be chosen to speak at graduation is an incredible honor. To know your students would like to hear you give one last lecture definitely improves one's ego. This year, our students have chosen wisely yet again. Miss Marissa Oshevsky has been teaching at Seaholm for these last 13 years. She is a native Michigander, and she attended Central Michigan University, majoring in history and social studies. She's also a graduate of Marygrove College, where she has a master's degree in the art of teaching. We joke that the year 2024 is the year of Marissa. Ms. Oshevsky was named the High School Teacher of the Year from the Birmingham Public Schools and the BEA High School Teacher of the Year from her colleagues in the Teachers Union. Upon winning the first award, she was literally speechless as Dr. Roberson came into her room with a large group of well-wishers, including her husband. Now she has capped on her year recognitions with giving her first commencement address to the class of 2024. Giving her final lecture to you, let's welcome to the podium Miss Marissa Oshevsky.
Seaholm, class of 2024. I am honored to speak to you today as you cross this stage and embark on your next big journey to adulthood. I have to admit, you called my bluff. I'm usually one of the first teachers to respond to Mrs. DeGroat's annual email and take my name off of that graduation speaker ballot. Public speaking is uncomfortable for me, which may sound strange because I spend my life rattling through history with a slideshow behind me. I did offer to make a PowerPoint for today's speech, but it was suggested that I speak from the heart instead. So in the spirit of that genuine honesty, why am I speaking to you today? Because it's you. I didn't take my name off that ballot because I was thinking about those of you in this crowd who spent so many hours in my classroom. I was thinking about those connections we made, and I wanted to show up for you one more time. That still left me with the challenge of writing a heartfelt speech for you to take forward. I still feel like a fake adult sometimes. I spend my life hanging out with teenagers. Consequently, as I sat and considered what inspiring advice I could offer to you all, I found myself drawing a blank. They say it's best to speak from personal experience, so I'll draw on what I know. A push. Many of you know me from our grueling year together as we fought through the AP US History curriculum. For those of you who didn't take A-Push, don't worry, we'll catch you up real quick, and no one's gonna make you take a 3.5-hour history test to prove you did it. Imagine a course that takes you as a sophomore through 500 years of history in the blink of an eye from Christopher Columbus to the modern world. Time and again, we saw events that shaped the world we live in now. Hopefully you remember some of the life lessons from that history and can carry these things with you as you move on. I thought about those life lessons from A-Push and realized this is the message that I want to leave you with. So, life lesson 1. Do you remember the motto of A-Push? I was honest with you right from the get-go. The motto of A-Push was, where the fun never starts. Come to think of it, that could be the reason that many of you wised up and avoided my class, taking some other history course instead. I truly hope that you find joy and excitement in your life after Seaholm, but remember that it's okay if life isn't always fun. As you head off to college or into the real world, you will run across difficult situations. You'll have difficult professors or roommates you don't get along with. You'll apply for programs or jobs, and you might get denied. Sometimes things are hard, but you need to know that you can do hard things. Sometimes the situation seems stacked against you. Sometimes things stink, but time marches on. History has shown us that the pendulum always swings back and forth. We go through highs and lows, but even when we're in the thick of a struggle, better times are always ahead. Your path will unfurl before you. It's up to you to find your joy. Life lesson 2. Do you remember what we said unifies people better than anything else? It wasn't loving the same thing. It was a common struggle. You've bonded with the people around you as you've struggled through classes, athletics, and extracurriculars. You will always have that shared experience to bring you back together, even as you move forward into the future. And as you leave Seaholm, you will go out and meet a whole new cast of characters. Find your people. You needn't leave behind those people who are sitting around you, but you'll have a chance to go out and expand your network. Say yes to new experiences. Join clubs, introduce yourself to new classmates and coworkers. I met some of my lifelong friends through the experiences I had in high school and college, and of course back in high school again. These are the people who stand beside me both in those good times and through the struggles. These are the people who helped me learn exactly who I was and who I wanted to be. Let yourself grow as you let more people into your life. Some of these people may just pass through, but you'll start to find your people, the ones you will rely on as you march forward, and the ones who will stand beside you through the struggles. Finally, life lesson 3. When in doubt, Ben Franklin and Henry Clay were always the answer. If you don't remember these two legends of US history, they just seem to pop up over and over in their respective eras. Our country never would have made it to independence without Franklin. We might have been torn apart by civil war decades before had it not been for Clay. History is full of individuals who we can learn from. What lesson did Franklin and Clay have in common? They both led through compromise. Be the compromiser. Have empathy. Try to see other perspectives. There are always multiple sides to every story, and the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. Of course, history is full of more exciting figures who can give us guidance as well. If you find yourself faltering in the future, simply ask yourself, WWTD. What would Teddy do? We all learned about Teddy Roosevelt in our sophomore history class with his larger-than-life personality and his role in major events through history. We can all take a page out of his book. Be bold, be confident, take action. Be the main character in your own story. And hey, if history isn't your thing, remember that you are still shaped by the world around you. Look to those people you admire and see what life lessons they can teach you through their positive examples. You all have quite the network here of parents, friends, teachers, and community building you up to your future. Take the best of what you've seen and do your best to live into that. Today, as you cross the stage and leave your high school experience behind, remember these life lessons from history. We are shaped by our experiences, but we also shape the world around us. Keep going, even when things aren't fun. Find the people who let you grow. Be empathetic and be bold. Follow the examples of those you admire. I know you all can do great things. Congratulations, Seaholm High School, class of 2024.
Thank you, Ms. Olszewski. Your final words to the class of 2024 illustrate the positive power our profession has on the lives of students. At Seaholm, another tradition that differs from other high schools is rather than student speakers typically being valedictorian or student congress or class presidents, all students are invited to audition to speak at graduation. The panel of judges includes administrators, the senior class sponsor, teachers, and the English department chairperson. We have had many great students audition this year, so we had difficult choices. First, let us please welcome our first speaker, Miss Maisie Walter.
Hello students, staff, parents, and families. My name is Maisie Walter, and it is an honor to speak for all of you today. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2024 for finally making it to this incredible milestone. Today we join to celebrate the past 4 years of hard work, dedication, and memories. These years have been fun, but undoubtedly difficult. Students, if you're anything like me, your freshman year self is a completely different person from who you are today. Freshman and sophomore year, many of us may have been closed off and very insecure. I remember when the COVID regulations had finally ended and it was time to take off masks. I was so worried about everyone else's opinion, I dreaded this day that most people looked forward to. I felt so comfortable hiding behind a mask. I didn't want to show my face because I was scared of the judgment of other people. There was no apparent reason I had to be nervous, but I let this irrational fear of judgment get in my way of opportunity. Opportunity to connect with people, and opportunity to try to face my fear. Thankfully, as I closed my senior year, I realized this version of myself no longer exists. This change of mindset wasn't easy, but I no longer let fear get in my way of opportunity. Although doing this is scary, it's one of the main reasons I wanted to speak for all of you today. Today is filled with many mixed emotions. As we commemorate our high school careers for one last time, there are feelings of relief and excitement, but also fear. Fear of our future and fear of the unknown. Many of these nerves stem from the fear of judgment. What if I mess up, and what if people don't like me, are questions that often held me back from doing what I wanted to do. Looking back, I realize these questions are silly. Why do we worry about what people think, and why do we let others define us? No matter what, everyone will always have an opinion about everything, including you. As we enter our next phase of life, live your life how you want to live. Do what makes you happy and disregard the judgment of everyone else. Join the club, introduce yourself to people, wear what makes you comfortable, and don't seek validation from anyone but yourself. Don't waste your energy avoiding judgment. I encourage everyone to get rid of these what-if questions and be yourself. This leads me to my next topic, which is staying true to yourself. In high school, it can be very easy to get caught up in trends. It's easy to change yourself to fit in with others. As we move forward, embrace who you truly are. Now, more than ever, is the time to accept all of your strengths, weaknesses, and everything that makes you, you. If I can leave everyone with a piece of advice today, it would be to refuse to let fear hold you back from opportunity, and don't let other people's opinions define you. Each and every graduate here today has a very bright future ahead of them. Whether it's college, trade school, jobs, or even the military, don't miss out on what you're passionate about. It can be scary entering this new chapter of our lives, but it's important to make the most of it. We only have one life, and these past 4 years can attest to how fast it truly moves. Live your best life without worrying about anyone's opinion, because the only opinion that truly matters is your own. As Bob Marley once said, love the life you live and live the life you love. Thank you.
Thank you, Maisie. Please welcome our next senior speaker, Mr. Viraj Nadial.
It seemed like every single day I arrived later and later to school. On my very first day of freshman year, I panicked as I ran late to my first hour math class. Just when I thought I'd be able to make it on time, Zoom had an unskippable 10-minute update. Flash forward to today, Mr. DeWald and I celebrate every time I show up to my second hour volleyball class remotely on time. Where's it going? Okay. I'm sure that many of my fellow graduates can agree that sometimes showing up on time, even if it's a little late, can be the hardest part. I want everyone here to just give themselves a pat on the back for simply showing up. At least showing up enough times to be with me at this graduation ceremony. It is not often we give or receive praise for just showing up. For me, my perpetual lateness has taught me how easy it is to feel tired from routine, to become exhausted from daily responsibilities, and to sleep 20 minutes into my first class. I'm sure that all of my fellow graduates have felt this way at some point or another. But as we sit here today in our little graduation gowns, surrounded by our friends and family, we are celebrated for our hard work and reminded why we continue to show up. Speaking of, I appreciate everyone who showed up today. Welcome for the 5th time to my parents, faculty, and administrators, and thank you for showing up to celebrate this commencement with our graduating class. Without my parents and teachers, I would still be that little kid playing Fortnite during most hours of online school, which I'm sorry, but I can say now that I'm graduating. And to the Seaholm graduating class of 2024, we're somehow done. No matter if it felt like a blink of an eye or felt like trying to sit through Mr. Bruns' math class, all we can do is appreciate what this school has brought to us. Our class is often recognized for our abnormalities. We started off strong freshman year with the whole COVID thing. I couldn't see my 4 friends that I had at the time, and the water in the school was undrinkable because the water sat in the pipes for too long. Additionally, the devious lick trend prompted kids to rip the stalls out of the bathrooms, but this isn't about making excuses. Remember that you are part of the Maple Forest, and I want you to carry that identity with you for the rest of your life. As a Seaholm student, a Maple, a Groves rival, we have gained some special superpowers that rival those of Maple Man. Coming into this school, I was lost. I didn't have a community, didn't have very many friends, I didn't talk to girls, and I was kind of just terrible at everything. Now I can proudly say that's not the case. I mean, the part about girls is still a little iffy, but this isn't an achievement for me. Instead, it's a testament to the strength of this community. I'm sure many people in the audience have gone through similar struggles as me. Now, to insert an analogy that almost every graduation speech needs, I would like to talk about the most renowned dining destination on the planet, Taco Bell. This place has been so important to me as a hangout spot, a math test study spot, and a place to comfort myself after I failed that very math test. In fact, I was eating Taco Bell as I wrote this speech, but back to the point. To begin, I would like to read some motivational quotes that can be found on the front of their little hot sauce packets. If you never do, you'll never know. Dare to dream, dare to try, dare to fail, dare to succeed. You're the hot sauce to my taco. These quotes embody what this community has never failed to fulfill. We made it to this point because we were able to overcome adversities that required massive resilience. Our school stood in solidarity during the most pressing of times when other schools, teachers, and students needed us most. And for myself, I can thank this very school for allowing me to grow my own way. 4 years ago, I couldn't even give a class presentation, let alone muster the confidence to speak at this stage. If it wasn't for this school's unwavering support and constant community-oriented mindset, I would still be that little freshman waiting for his Zoom to update. So if you can take one thing away from what I just said, it's that as long as you have Taco Bell, you'll be set in life. Many of us will move on to college or some other experience, moving far away from the friends and family that we've grown so close to with our time at this school. This thought has been concerning me for quite some time, and I think it's important that we hold on to some parts of our past. In 10 years, text the people who you've built relationships with at this school, visit the teachers who supported you, and most importantly, tell your parents that you love them. Visit the, good or bad, these 4 years can never be lived again, and they were perhaps the most important years of your life. I've learned that instead of remembering the past with sorrow, appreciate that it happened in the first place, and use those lessons you gathered to create a better future. So to summarize, I truly believe that our class started from the bottom, but now it's clear that the whole team is here. It's been an honor to share my high school experience with each and every one of you guys. Thank you all for being here for me throughout all of high school, even as I endlessly talk here. Thank you.
Thank you, Viraj. And finally, please welcome our final senior speaker, Miss Emma Asaku.
I'm just a little taller than Viraj. Friends, family, teachers, fellow graduates, my name is Emma Isaku, and to quote seminal classic Legally Blonde, we did it! Starting high school on Zoom was not how any of us imagined our freshman year would begin. There was no bustling hallways or crowded cafeterias or the excitement of seeing each other face to face. Instead, we found ourselves sitting at home, in bed, at a desk or a kitchen table, staring at screens, trying to navigate the unexpected complexities of high school life through Zoom calls and Schoology assignments,
Instead of awkwardly meeting each other through obligatory icebreakers in a classroom, we sat in virtual breakout rooms, begging literally anyone to unmute themselves and say anything to break the horrible silence. I remember logging on to my first Zoom class like it was yesterday. That surreal feeling that somehow this was my first day of high school. I remember sitting at my desk and clicking on my first hour Zoom class, looking at all of the faces on the screen. Some of them were familiar and some of them were total strangers. The sense of isolation and hopelessness was almost overwhelming. I can only imagine that a great many of the graduates in front of me shared similar feelings. But regardless of the obstacles, I did it. We all did it. Through the screen, I saw glimpses of resilience, creativity, and compassion in my classmates that inspired me. We discovered new ways to forge connections and build community. From virtual study groups to late-night Zoom calls, we found solace in our shared experiences and bonded over the shared struggle of acclimating to this peculiar time. Reflecting on our high school journey together, we learned firsthand that life doesn't always go according to our plans. We will sometimes face unexpected challenges and unique circumstances that force us to adapt and evolve in surprising ways. Looking at the graduates before me, I see a united front of successful students. The challenges and adversity that we faced have made us stronger and better. We are now a group of young adults who not only survived but thrived in the strangest of circumstances. We are a group of people who, in the face of adversity, discovered and unleashed reservoirs of strength, tenacity, and empathy. Our shared struggle and resilience have shaped and united us. However, our senior class is not just a group of resilient individuals, but a collection of some of the most talented and intelligent people I have ever known. From the sports field to the stage, from the newspaper room to art classes, we have witnessed remarkable displays of dedication and passion for our unique hobbies and skills. Among us are published authors, accomplished artists, and future stars. That's kind of cool. These individual achievements inspire me and fill me with immense hope for the future. Of course, we could not have gotten here without our devoted family, teachers, and staff. None of this would have been possible without you. Your constant motivation and unwavering support led us to where we all are. You took us from uncertain freshmen to self-reliant and secure seniors. As we bid farewell to these familiar halls and start the next phase of our lives, let us carry the lessons learned, the friendships formed, and memories made. Let us approach the future with optimism, knowing that we have the skills, knowledge, and grit to thrive in whatever endeavors we pursue. As profound lawyer and Harvard graduate Elle Woods once said, "It is with passion, courage of conviction, and strong sense of self that we take our next steps into the world." So here's to us, the unstoppable class of 2024. I know that whatever we do and wherever we are sure to go far. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Could we have one final round of applause for all the outstanding student speakers we heard today? So, Seaholm graduating seniors, in just moments, you will walk across the stage and join thousands of Seaholm graduates who've come before you since Seaholm was built and its first class graduated in 1952. I've been thinking a lot about what to say to you today. It's my first speech as principal, and I want to live up to the principles that came before me. I myself have witnessed great words from Mr. Terry Piper, Miss Deanna Barish, Miss Rachel Fader, and most recently, Miss Kyle Hall. All of these people shared words of optimism, hope, and reflection. I hope to join this long-standing tradition. As I was writing this, I kept coming back to what I shared with you during our senior assembly in August. That's when we were going to talk about this was your year to set your legacy. A legacy, much like the subject of history that I used to teach, is hard to define without a time to reflect upon what has happened. As many of you know, though I try not to talk about it too much anymore, I sat in these very robes that you're sitting in here 22 years ago. I was ready to leave Birmingham, major in business, go to law school, and become the next Gordon Gekko. I see a lot of blank stares from the students. Mr. Gekko was kind of like Harvey Specter from Suits. But he wore suspenders and not a vest, and he wasn't a lawyer, but that's a good analogy for you guys to think about. But after graduating from Seaholm, I had a crisis of identity during my second year of college. I drove home in the middle of the night. I didn't know what I was doing. I contemplated dropping out. I spent that time reflecting of what brought me joy and what career made sense and what I thought I could do a good job. When I was back in Birmingham, I stumbled upon my 5th grade memory book from Pierce Elementary School, Go Pandas, where, pandas guys, it was pandas back then, don't worry, but looking back on the classes that I've taken, I saw in my memory book that I said I wanted to be a teacher. And I looked at my pre-business classes, and they didn't really bring me the joy, but my history and political science classes that I was just taking for my prereqs did. So I returned to Ann Arbor, and I went to my college counselor and told her I was switching from my application from the School of Business to the School of Education. She was surprised, but she didn't try to talk me out of it. So you might wonder why I'm telling you this story, and I'm sharing it with you because it's okay to not have everything figured out. Many of you are leaving in a few months for college or university, knowing exactly what you want to major in, and that's great. But make sure that you leave yourself some opportunities to reflect and grow during those 4 years. If you end up majoring in what you thought of, that's great. If you major in something different, that's great too. Your story is not written, and you never know how it may turn out. Though I never took part in a hostile takeover or lived in New York City as an executive, I realize that my legacy has been here at Seaholm, where I've taught hundreds of students, managed 180 great staff members I work alongside, and the thousands of Birmingham community members I serve each day. Class of 2024, your legacy is not set, it's only beginning. Go out there and change the world, but never stop giving yourself the chance to grow along the way. Thank you. And now, Dr. Roberson, with boundless optimism and immense pride, Mr. Shuprai, Ms. Hodson, and I, along with the entire Seaholm staff and faculty, present to you the class of 2024 to receive their diplomas. Mr. Shuprai and Ms. Hodson, can you please lead our graduates to the stage?
Sami Basil Abdo. Remzi Yusuf Ajluni Pilis. Humam Al-Dulaimi. Emerson Eileen Alessi. Sage Emerson Allen. Isabella Jane Aluzzo. Jackson Worth Ambrose. Stephan Alexander Amari. Ren Irene Anfinson. Aliyah Hadi Awada. Dylan Carter Babich. Dario Baccarini. Nathaniel Deed Bachelor. Peter Anthony Badalaman. Mohan Badwar. Blake William Baldner. Vincenzo Stephen Battaglia. Marcus Hunter Beckett. Caden Halstead Bell. Maya Janelle Bernard. Sloan Ryan Bialis. Ruby Louise Bierman. Ryan Thomas Bishop. Nathaniel Asher Bloom. Owen Ryder Boson. Noah Paul Booth. Sophia Louisa Brandstrom. Michael Kennedy Brennan. Margaret Frances Bauer Burke. Gavin Lee Bush. David William Charles Butterfield. Sydney Deanna Caldwell. Colin Patrick Callahan. Wagner Jack Carroll. Riley Andrews Catlin. Bianca Farah Cavalier. Jolie Lee Chow. James Charles Chanonis. Xavier Andre Joseph Choussa. Jack Ryan Clancy. L. Lauren Cleary. Sophie Charlotte Cloutier. Johnny William Cohoon. Isabella Grace Collins. Maeve Elizabeth Collins. Perry Isabel Collins Liddell. Oscar Augustin Connolly. Parker Reardon Conley. Imelda Dea. Molly Catherine Davidson. Michael James Davies. Maria Jose de Rigo Barales. Luke Norman Deegan. Luca Marco De Santo. Logan Patrick DeVos. Darius Dominic Domaradsky. Jacob Adam Drulard. Ryan Alexander Dunlap. Abby Greer Dwyer. Hope Cowan Edwards. Carson Gary Erkey. Akram Mohammed El Shanobi. Angela Daisy Elgie. Eric William Ellison. Sean William Emerson. Grant David Evans. Andrew Stephen Fedor. Sasha Claire Feller. Benjamin Yervant Findling. Carter Jameson Samita Flores.
Alexis Grace Forcina. Torin Reed Friedrichs. Maya Isabel Frisch. Eleanor Catherine Galloway. Tatiana Elizabeth Gapanov. Harold Hirsch Garoon. Spencer Russell Garrett. Ethan Matthew Gatewood. Drew Joseph Galzetti. Anna Rose Geisler. Cameron Dory Geller. Genevieve Lena Gassan. Andrew Gita. Kate Elizabeth Glazer. Kate Elizabeth Glenser. Madeline Davis Getz. Ruby Lou Goldstein. What's your name? Gianna Marie Gonzalez. Dylan Michael Gottesman. Zoe Ann Granger. Margaret Carol Graves. Luke Richard Guevara. Clara Jean Guffey. Candace Yvonne Charlotte Guibert de Brouet. Sophie Mary Hannawalt. Sophia Marie Henke. Brock Edward Hartwig. Kelly Laura Hassett. Melinda Rose Hathaway. Sean William Hauk. Charlotte Rose Hellman. Nathan William Henderson. Karis Olivia Henrich. Sebastian Pascal Henry. Chris James Herrick. Alexander John Hassano. Nicholas Hoffman Rosa. Parker Eric Horniak. Connell Joseph Hughes. Hope Isabella Hughes. Zoe Alexandra Ilyasov. Emma Isaku. Taylor Amber Jansen. Ethan Christopher Jeffrey. Ayan Jahangir. Jalina Selly Johns. Luke David Johnson. Reagan Elizabeth Johnson. Sean Michael Joyce. Cooper Pence Jerkovich. Asher Maxwell Cafton. Mia Jacqueline Kaiser. Ava Isabella Kalai. Yara Camo. Magdalena Lynn Capso-Cavathas. Jack Michael Kelly. Lauren Ann Kennedy. Eamon James Richard Kernan. Katie Jiu Kim. Grandin Kim Kinney. Colton Lee Kinney. Gabrielle Elizabeth River Klein. Amalia Magdalena Kokonakis. Keegan Christopher Kosiba. Brett Alvin Kraus. Jonah Beck Katinsky. Sydney Marie Ledoux. Armando Lajo. Maxim Glenn Lasky. Claire McMahon Latek. Zechariah Daniel Lau. Kyle Stephen Lorraine. Saxon Cece Lawton. Mia Katerina Layer.
Ready? Reagan Chloe Leff. Bryson Scott Lehman. Ethan Daniel Lamont. Parker Zeke Levin. Jonathan Zadie Lawand. Samuel Walter Lewandowski. Dean Presley Lewis. Jack K. Lewis. Catherine Grace Lindsay. Tanith Grace Lorena. Lindsay Klein Lowers. Roya Dane Ludwig. Jace Luger. Mance Morrison. Courtney Ray Markham. Julian Jeffrey Marcos. George Moran Marsh. Hannah Josephine Marshall. Fritz Walker Mayer. Kai Uwakama McEachern. Timothy Luke McGrath. Grace Margaret McKee. Andrew David McLean. Gabriel Thorogood Miller. Benjamin Lee Miller. Abraham Evan Miller. Thomas Joseph Murad. Alexander Luke Motia. Logan Patrick Munt. Haley Elizabeth Murphy. Nicholas Natal Muzzin. Gabrielle Lee Nassar. Gabriella Nastovsky. Viraj Natyal. Marco Stephen Nadolkovich. Erica Lihai Nelson. Ethan Christian Ness. Sky Lee Newberry. Caroline Elise Newitt. Leah T. Nguyen. Leah Luke Nguyen. Stella Ann North. Audrey Hadlow Nasser. Lauren Elizabeth Nowacki. Cohen Franklin Nystrom. Mallory Catherine O'Brien. Sophia Alexandra Parfanov. Everett Grace Patchell. Arjan Nimish Patel. Karsten Naranjan Patel. Ian Douglas Patterson. James Robert Pearson. Andrew Christian Peterson. Maxwell Hayden Pete. Chloe Isabel Pohl. Zachary Eric Pohl. Sarah Polly. Ava Alexandra Raban. Avery Suzanne Ratsos. Sydney Grace Reitz. Ronnie Omar Rafai. Jack Royer Reed. Archer Stevendale Reynolds. Ingrid Grace Rind. Aiden Thomas Richards. Alexa Brooke Richardson. Finley Benson Rinjovian. Alexandra Jane Riker. Kyle Robert Robbins. Jack Roberts. Lucas Cole Robinson.
Lillian Sabry Rubel. Isabella Jane Roma. Santino Joseph Ruma. Sydney Windsor Ryan. Talia Brooke Sachs. Gregory Mitchell Sater. Sean Praveen Lucas Samuel. Alexandria Rose Schaffler. Jessica Grace Shear. Brogan Leroy Schlesner. Calvin Nicholas Schmidt. McKenna Marie Schaffner. Sarah Ann Shoemaker. Elizabeth Ann Secluna. Douglas Rex Seeley. Annabelle Jane Shady. Samuel Paul Shady. Angie Arya Sharma. Maximus Robert Penuranda Sheehy. Nicholas Robert Schenefeld. Molly Tendler Shear. Ermal Sharifai. Dylan Lipong Shoresh. Samantha Rose Sickinger. Griffin Patrick Silbert. Cole Logan Silverman. Blake Ryan Simon. Dalton Jacob Sisk. Charles Paul Siver. Catherine Nels Slazinski. Anush Nora Smith. Blake Robert Smith. Eden Jane Smith. Leah Marie Smith. Maxton Thomas Smith. John Joseph Smolinski. Finley Michael Sparby. Ethan Michael Sparks. Kyle Godwin Sasanga. Benjamin Robert Stenai. Natalie Rose Stanzak. Nicholas Joseph Stoyanovich. Olivia Ellen Sulik. Louis Patrick Sullivan. Grant Powell Supanzik. Gwendolyn Sarah Swisher. Isabella Donna Tofalski. Ava Julianne Taylor. Alexander Bradley Tappan. Catherine Elizabeth Tappan. Luke Grayson Thurswell. Jenna Yuming Ting. Maria Elena Villarreal Martinez. Michael Patrick Wade. Maisie Brooke Walter. Maya Elizabeth Walters. Christopher Holt Washa. Ian Jack Weinberg. Joseph Sterling Whitehead. Joshua Sterling Whitehead. Evan Luke Wicks. Matthew Ethan Wiegand. Mary Elizabeth Wilkin. Liam James Wise. Alexander Bradley Wolf. Aiden Luke Wolfson. Daniel Reese Yoon. Lily Magdalene Youngblood. Judah Drake Zawida. Aiden Cooper Zimmerman.
And now, class of 2024, in another important symbolic gesture, you may move your tassels on your caps to the left. This signifies that you have indeed graduated high school and you're entitled to all the rights and privileges according to that academic rank. When the music plays, please wait for your Board of Education and teachers to lead you from the amphitheater. Parents and guests, please remain seated until all graduates have fully recessed. Congratulations, class of 2024.